question for the ladies. Guy shows up in a Maserati, picks you up for a date. How you feeling? Guy shows up just in a normal Honda Accord. How you feeling? Guy shows up in a beat up jalopy. How you feeling? Walk me through your emotional progress in those three situations.
So if a guy shows up in like a luxury car, I want to know what their lifestyle is like. You know, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Where do you live? Just to see, like, does everything else match up with the car that you have? The car shouldn't be like your highest luxury item in your life. I think that's a waste of money. I don't think it's smart. When gentlemen show up in like average cars, like a Nissan, a Toyota, a Hyundai, to me, I'm like, okay, so you are financially conscious. You're being smart with your money. And of course, knowing what you do for your work and stuff like that, make sure those things align as well. Now, gentlemen, if you show up in a beat up car that's beat up, looks horrible, then to me, it's like you don't see yourself worthy enough to have a little bit of a nicer item. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's ugly on the outside, but like even on the inside, you know, like if you know your car is not the sexiest car, at least let the inside be clean. Yeah. So those are just like the thing about like the items that you carry, they're small representations of yourself and where you are in life. And I think it's important that you don't get caught up in what you're trying to do and impress with everybody, because it can really ruin your financials in general. And somebody who really understands the process of growing and how money works and inflation, they will understand your process. They're not going to judge you because you're driving a Honda. You know, like I do drive a little bit of a nicer car, but I have talked to guys who don't drive nice cars like that. And to me, it's not like a deal breaker. It's just more like, okay, they're more money conscious. They have, you know, they're responsible with their money based on where they're at in life, and I'm not offended by that. I think it's even a turn on to see that, because I'm like, you're managing your money properly so that you're able to maintain a lifestyle and that you're still able to grow as well. You're giving yourself some space to grow as well. So that's just my breakdown when it comes to the cars. I don't think cars are like a deal breaker, like, oh, he has a nice car, he's so hot, like I have to be with him. Usually if the car is extra nice, I'm a little bit more weary of like, okay, what do you do for work? Yeah. You know, what does your expenses look like? And that's just my view.
Kelly, what do you think? Same question to you.
Like I said before, I'm automatically wary of the nice car. It depends, like, are you using it to show off? Are you really obsessed with that car? Is it like, if it was like a Lamborghini, I'd be like, this is probably not my kind of guy. If it was like a nice fancy car, that's like, I don't know what that would be though. Like a normal car, like a BMW, is that nice? Yeah, but little on the fancier side, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like good for him. And again, if it's a more beat up car, I'm not like automatically, as long as it's clean inside, if it's running, my grandpa's car is like 20, 30 years old and it runs and it looks good. It's like an old car, but it works, it runs, and it does what it needs to do. Like we'll get in that.
Whose car?
Well, my grandpa's.
My grandpa? Is grandpa getting laid in that car? Fucking better be.
But you also he's been happily married for 60, 70 years, and he's got 7 grandkids and 7 kids.
Good for grandpa. Here's my question. I see this all the time because I live in Miami, South Beach. Guys come down for the weekend and they rent a sports car
and it gets
for
to
the
their
weekend.
Head, they're like riding around. I'm like, Jesus, these guys
and they're
really
just riding
think it's
around.
their car.
Okay. And there's also these other guys I've seen. You ever been to like the Hood?
Yeah.
The Hood?
Yeah.
You know, I was just there the other night recording the new song that we're working on.
Oh, nice.
I was in the Hood, and let me just be frank, hood ass apartments. Yeah. Not a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I see a Corvette parked in the driveway. And I'm thinking, this just ain't adding up, homie.
Yeah.
So you live in the hood, but you're driving a nice ass car.
No bueno.
It's like, why don't you flip the script? Okay. Go get yourself a nice place to live, get out of the hood, right? And just drive a normal car. So is it more attractive for a guy to live in a nice place but not have a good car?
Yeah.
Or for a guy to live in the hood but drive a fancy ass car? What do you think?
Oh yeah, your living is way more important. I'd rather you live in like a nice area and then have like an average to below average type of car.
Yeah, it's never a good look if you invite a girl over and you want to get freaky and you invite her in and you just go, actually, let's just go in the back seat real quick. Yeah. Because my car is actually nicer than my apartment. Yeah. That's not a good look.
Yeah. Nope. I think it's important to just in general be like, have safety. I think safety is your top priority. If that means that you have to have an average car, live in an average area, I think you maintaining safety is important. And even for a woman, you know, I want to make sure that my significant other is making smart choices of that they value where they live. They value the cars that they're in. Because here's the thing. You live in a bad area, something bad could happen to you and whoever you bring around. You have a bad car that's beat up and doesn't drive, something can happen to you or the person out in the car as well. So I think maintaining that safety level when it comes to those things is more of a priority than just flexing.
Okay, perfect segue to the next thing. We just talked about cars. Now let's talk about motorcycles.
Oh.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.